Yes, welcome to the first episode of Dealing with Addiction. For those of you that don't know it, I've been struggling and recovering. Now I'm a recovering drug addict, alcoholic. I started partying, drinking alcohol when I was 15, got into pot by the time I was 16, and once I smoked pot, from there was anything and everything. If it would bring me euphoria, make me feel high in any way, shape, or form, I would do it. I would try it. A lot of this, I guess, relates to my bipolar disorder. It's one of the symptoms of the bipolar. Plus, addictiveness it is a disease. So I've been told over and over, yes, we do have some control over it, but in most cases, it has more control over us than we're able to muster over it. So, let me just tell you, it is not easy getting clean from a life, especially a long and, how do I say, such a passionate relationship with drugs and alcohol that I did have. You know, I won't sit and tell you it's all been bad. I had a lot of good times in my party scene, but I paid more dues and had more anguish, and my times would have been better without the drugs, without the alcohol, had I never started. You know, I'm not a complete redneck about drugs. I understand why people experiment and play with them. I understand why they dabble in some more than others, and I see how some drugs are so addictive that they grab the person, bang, right now, and they are sucked into a world that they never thought that they could imagine being sucked into. So it is my ambition and my dream to save as many dying addicts and alcoholics as possible. Alcohol and drugs kill more people every year almost than I think all the diseases combined. I would say either the drug and alcohol overdoses themselves or related diseases. So you gotta take a hard look at yourself and ask yourself, if you're an addict, you know, you have to come to terms with what are you going to do about it. How bad is it hurting your life? You know, who is it affecting, and how is it affecting them in a good or a positive way? You got to look at the complete picture and evaluate, you know, the use of what you're using. Is it legal? Is it illegal? Are you abusing it, or are you just dabble? Some people can have a beer or two a day, or even 3 or 4, and live fully functional lives, and you know, more power to them. Then there's others of us that just cannot do that. We can't stop at 1 or 2. We drink and drink and drink till we drink ourselves blind or unconscious. And we do drugs and we chase those ultimate highs till, you know, each attempt at, you know, getting a cocaine rush off a needle or smoking it off a crack pipe becomes a suicidal risk, because you're always going for that maximum rush that you had one time and you want that again. And there's just so many dangers in this, in the world of addiction. I've seen so much garbage that I wish I never had to see. I've seen so many lives fall apart. I've had so many friends that have died or lost their lives either directly from their addiction or from something related to their addiction. I've had about 15 friends, literally all addicts, that have committed suicide in my lifetime. I must draw suicidal people to me like a magnet, because, you know, especially as many times as I've tried myself. You know, so drug addiction is, in a lot of cases, in my case, I think it was me trying to treat my depressive symptoms from my bipolar. When I was manic, it just made me more manic, which is probably the reason I liked the mania phase of a lot of the stimulants and the other drugs I chose to get involved in. Opiates ended up being my drug of choice if I ever had one. I liked what morphine did, how it made me feel, and now to medicate me and keep me stably medicated, they have me on a medication called Suboxone. And it's the only antidepressant, and it wasn't even meant to be an antidepressant, but it's the only thing that has ever stabilized my mood and made me not have the urge to go out and buy opiates off the street in order just to feel good. The Suboxone is an opiate-based medication in itself. Excuse me, it's combined with an opiate blocker called naltrexone to keep you from getting that opiate high, but at the same time, if you are an addict going through withdrawals, it will reduce, if not completely eliminate your withdrawal symptoms. So if you're heroin, Oxycontin, any opiate addict, I highly suggest you see a doctor that's qualified in prescribing the Suboxone medication for you. It will save your life. And if they put you on it, a good chance, there's a possibility they'll keep you on it, and it just might stabilize your addiction to the point you never need to buy anything off the street nor desire to again. So I'm just reaching out to you. If you haven't started, don't even play around with it. If you're into it or just dabbling with it, quit now while the quitting's easy. If you're full blown and you're in over your head, then it's time to get help. Get what you can from this website. If the counsel you seek, that you will receive here isn't enough, then I ask you to talk to a friend. Turn yourself into a treatment program. Look for something the county will often help. If you can't afford it, you can just start going to meetings, AA and NA and a lot of these other 12-step recovery meetings, and you can go to them and get lots of help and lots of support and make good friends to influence you on the road to sobriety. So I encourage you to continue to follow this site. We're going to cover a lot on it. Today is just right now deciding, what stage of our addiction are we in? Are we not addicted at all? Are we considering using and thinking about it? Have we began to dabble? Are we in a little heavier than we should be at this point in our life? Are we just in playing too deep completely? Or are we in so far over our heads that there seems to be no way out? Trust me, there is a way out. I've been strung out on crack cocaine and you name it, I've been strung out on it. And God has pulled me up and out of the ashes from each and every one, and I believe He will do the same for you. I do not believe you can do it on your own. That is where the 12 steps of recovery come in. You will learn about a higher power, and you will learn to lean on Him and let Him control your life, giving up control of it because it's obvious you are not able to. I've been there, I've done it, so I know what I'm talking about. It wasn't that I was weak, it wasn't that I was stupid or pathetic like everybody made me out to be. I was a drug addict, alcoholic, dealing with a bipolar issue that does not make getting off drugs and alcohol any easier. I finally got the proper help I needed and the proper medication now. I sleep at night and I'm ambitious during the day. My lows don't get very low and my highs are not too high, so I feel like I'm very stably balanced for the first time in my life. And I wish that for all you out there who are struggling with this, that you can turn your life around, get a handle on this, and let's work together in overcoming your addiction. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.